The way you structure your pre-workout meal will either make or break your workout. And what I mean by this is how you structure your pre-workout meal will directly depend on how you feel and how you perform within the gym. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about how to structure your pre-workout meal. And the general rule when trying to have a pre-workout meal is you need to have a low to moderate protein, low fat, and moderate to high carbs. And the reason why you should structure your workout in using this type of general rule is because first and foremost, carbs is the easiest, it's the quickest macro to digest, and fats is the slowest to digest, which makes it obvious that we need to keep our fats very low. Now, the reason why I keep the protein low to moderate is because if you keep the protein high, it's gonna slow down our digestion. We don't want to end up feeling like full during your workout. We want our stomach to feel like empty, if that makes sense. So now, the reason why we should keep the carbs high is because we need to fill up our glycogen stores. Now, it does get filled up from the previous days of when you had your carbs, but the more glycogen stores, the better. And so I would still recommend having lots of carbs before your workout, as that's your body's main preferred source of energy. That's the general rule. And depending on the period of time where you let it digest before you do your workout, it highly depends on how big or small your meal is. But generally speaking, you should have it within 30 minutes to 2 hours before your workout. General example of when you can, a quick pre-workout meal that you can have is, a piece of fruit, banana, apples, kiwis, because they're very low in calories and they digest very quickly. So if you're someone that chooses a protein bar over a piece of fruit during the workout, then you've lost the plot, because if you think having a high carb, a high fat, low carb is a very optimal way to have a pre-workout meal, then you've lost your mind, because your body's gonna start to digest very slowly, and your body's gonna be digesting while it's also exercised. Not an optimal way to, have your pre-workout meal, but if you're having something like, chicken or rice, ensuring that the chicken is at a moderate protein, at around 30 grams of protein, 30 to 40 grams of protein, and the rice is a moderate to high carb, and obviously there's no fats included like avocados, olives maybe, they're not included within that meal. That's a great example. And a better example, in my opinion, would be oats. Would be an oatmeal, oats. And the way I do it is I like to put oats, frozen blueberries, honey, date syrup, and what else I put? Yeah, I put 3 dates as well in there, and with some cinnamon. And yeah, I can tell you for a fact it has helped a lot with my gym performance. And obviously, I don't eat that 30 minutes, and then I do my workout. I consume it within 45 minutes to like an hour before my workout, because obviously that oatmeal is very high in calories and it's quite a big meal, so I should give it as much time as I can for it to digest all of that food. Yeah, these are like great examples. And so to summarize, the bigger the meal is, meaning higher the calories of the meal, the longer you should wait before you do your workout. And when trying to have that meal, you need to structure it within that general rule that I've mentioned earlier, with the high to moderate carb, low to moderate protein, and low fat, as it's the slowest digested macronutrient.